All right, guys, we are back with another age of radio. Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news. And you can't see my face because I bought this vending machine, which I'll talk about in 1 second. But first, say hello to Angel and Andre from Arizona Cosplay. How are you guys doing today?
We're good. We're good.
All right. Hopefully I'm not going to be too loud and hyper for them because I've had a lot of caffeine. And we just got done doing convention foam fighting. And
Nice.
I made them wait for like 30 minutes. All right, so that being said, real quick, and I'll get this off here. Earlier today, you saw me buy these bad boys. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to throw them up there. I don't know if that even got seen. All right, well, they're gone. I bought these. We're giving them away when people subscribe to the YouTube channel here at Game On Expo. So if you head on over to Mercury by Age of Radio and you're here at the event, you can get one of these free pins from Ken's Buttons. So I definitely want to give a shout out to Ken because he hooked me up with a bunch of buttons. And I guess Joey was telling me he takes old comic books. He takes old comic books, clips the comic books out, and then he puts them on the pins.
That's actually
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah, so you guys can come and check these out, and you can check out Ken's website, kensbuttons.com. But as I was roaming around, one of my loves and the very first business that I started was actually a vending machine company that I never got off of the ground. And as we started doing more and more of these conventions, I wanted to have fun ways for people to get free stuff, and one of those ways is through vending machines. So as I was walking around, I found this Sunset Sarsaparilla, I guess, vending machine that is it wasn't made this way. Someone found a vending machine at Rogue Handcrafts, and then they did all of this to it, the painting, the touch-up, they weathered it. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. I'm glad I have a construction person and a cosplayer on here, or I would have never have thought of the word. So this is going to be at our events moving forward, and the way that it's going to work is we're going to put prizes in here, and if you come by one of our events, you can get free stuff from here when you subscribe to the Mercury by Age of Radio channel on YouTube. So I'm going to give this to the weakest person here. Jinx. Jinx took it. Fantastic. And I shouldn't say weakest because she's a very strong woman. She just took it. And they're going to put it in the box over there. And then because I never told anybody what to do with it, if they can hear me, they're going to put that in a safe spot so we don't lose our vending machines. And with that, I'm going to turn to our guests right now. We have Angel and Andre, both from Arizona Cosplay, which we'll talk about a little bit. But first, I want to talk to each of you about your cosplays that you're wearing. They're both from Star Wars, but my guess is they both have something to do with a video game in some capacity, or at least Andre's does.
Mine does.
Yeah, yours doesn't.
Mine actually isn't a video game.
It is. It isn't in.
It is. It's
Okay.
in Battlefront 2.
Okay.
As an alternative
That is
skin.
true.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with, I guess, Star Killer, which is what Andre's in right now. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay, and I think when I interviewed you at Game On Expo last year.
Last
Were you
year.
also in Star Killer then?
I was. This is my
Nice.
2.0. So I
Yeah.
repainted it, I redesigned it, I fixed some parts, and made it better.
Right on. So tell me a little bit about the design of the outfit. How did it get made? What did you upgrade on it? And more importantly, is there any foam on it anywhere?
There is.
All right, so let's start with the foam because we love foam around.
Right. So my stomach and my belt is actually EVA foam. I fashioned all the grooves into it based on the Star Killer from Force Unleashed. My comma's leather. My pants are just faux leather cosplay pants. I forget what they call it, like rave shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
Nice.
I pieced it together and made it look as Star Killer as I possibly could.
Yeah, and if I knew who Star Killer was, I'd be like, that's a hell of a good Star Killer. But it's in a video game, right?
Right.
But
Force Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed, and he's only in the video.
He's actually the version that I'm in today, the Sith Lord Star Killer, is actually a mod from that game. So you have to get the mod to get this outfit.
But is Star Killer in anywhere else in
He's
the
not
Star?
canon, no.
Yeah, he's not canon. He's
Specifically
just
from the video game.
right
But
on.
I did hear that they are going to make him canon, which
Right.
is absolutely cool.
So what makes him so special in the video game? Is it just his badassery or what?
He's probably I would say he's Vader 2.0.
Yeah.
He's crazy strong, crazy force abilities. He's real. What's the word?
OP.
Yeah. Wait, he's really what?
There's video montages of him literally killing every single Star Wars character, good and bad.
Good and bad.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like effortlessly, like.
Yeah. So the thing that's coming out of your arm? There's some purple inside of a tube.
Right.
And green, I guess. What is that stuff?
These
as far as it relates to the character.
From what I understand, these are like just chemicals to control him.
Got it.
Because because Starkiller's a clone.
Okay.
He's basically a clone of a clone of a clone, added with Vader, added with Jedi powers, added with a lot. He's a bunch of mixed up things. So when he turns Sith Lord, he's a little crazy.
Got it.
So these chemicals are to induce calm in him, so he can be somewhat controlled. Although you can't really control
him. Right on. Is this your saber?
This is my lightsaber, yeah.
What is his? So he just uses a regular lightsaber? Is there
Well, this is just a random lightsaber that I use for it.
Got it.
I don't have a specific Starkiller lightsaber.
Got it.
Not yet,
But
anyway.
does he have a different type of lightsaber? Because sometimes some of them have like,
He carries 6.
Oh my
And he
gosh.
typically
Which
dual
is-
wields.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he typically
okay.
dual wields. So I got 4 on my belt. I have 1 here, and then I have 1 back at my boot.
That
so
is crazy.
that would be my 6.
Andre, tell me a little bit about the helmet. How was that made?
This is 3D printed. Put it in the camera.
Yeah. There we go.
Here's my Starkiller. It's 3D printed, painted by me. It was printed by a friend of mine as a commission for me.
Did you create the file for it, or did you buy the file?
No,
or
I
how
bought
did
the
you go about
file.
it?
Yeah, I found the file because I really liked the damage and everything like that, so it had the look that I was looking for. The first time that we talked and we interviewed, this had gold on the edging,
Okay.
and I had gold on the pauldrons and stuff like that, which I got from a rendering that I seen. But afterwards, thinking about it and looking at it, I thought it would be better just in I found a new color, which I absolutely love, which is this color. It's called dark steel.
That's awesome.
So I redid it all in dark steel, blacked out the inlays, and made it another rendition that I really, really like. So I really like this version a little bit better.
Yeah. Is there anything on the inside to make it more comfortable, or is it
Just a couple pieces of foam.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, just a couple pieces of foam for my head and my cheeks so it doesn't rock.
So when you do the file for it, the 3D printing file, is it separate pieces and then you put them together?
Yeah.
Or does it just come out like that?
Yep.
Okay. And
So
then how do you shape it? How do you get it to the size of your head?
there's a process and stuff like that. There's programs that you can enter in your measurements and stuff like that. Like I know that I have a 22-inch head, so usually we just
okay.
go 22 and it prints out and it fits.
Oh, so it makes the pieces so that when you put it together,
Right.
it'll fit that specific
Right.
head.
And the difference between like 22 and 23 is mounts. Like I have a 23 helmet at home, and it's so huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it really varies between printers. Like some can go a lot bigger, some make it a lot smaller. So it depends on your printer.
Do you ever get into doing any of the files, like making your own files, or?
No, I
forgot-
don't
yeah.
design. I'm not a
Yeah.
computer guy. I'm just a
Yeah.
contractor by trade.
yeah.
So I'm not. I let the computer guys do the
Do
computer
something, you do
stuff.
all the building of the stuff.
I'll
Yeah.
do the painting and the prepping and
Yeah.
all the materials and stuff. But I
Awesome.
let the computer guys do the computer stuff.
Perfect. All right, Angel, let's come over to you. How are you? You're dressed as Obi-Wan in some fashion.
So,
So tell
yeah,
me that
it's
fashion.
kind of a mashup. So, the helmet version is specifically from the old animated series. It's like a Gen 1 Clone Trooper helmet. But in the actual cartoon animated series, there's an episode where he like takes a full helmet and he goes in and he kind of like cleans up. And then there's the 3D animated like Clone Wars series. That one he never wears a helmet, but he has like the same shield that like Anakin Skywalker has.
Got it.
So it's kind of a mashup of the two. So more of like the animated, like the newer one, just thrown in with the helmet, just because it felt more complete that
Best
way.
of the both worlds.
Right. And then in Battlefront 2, one of the unlockable skins for Obi-Wan is the armored version of the Clone Wars, like the
Got it.
General Kenobi version.
Awesome. And was this then 3D printed as well?
Yes.
Okay, so same kind of concept. You find the file, you print the file out,
Yes.
and then it goes to your head.
So yeah, with that one, it
But
was a little tricky because
does yours
it needed a
clip
visor.
open?
Yeah. So this one has some magnets. So this
Yeah.
one actually pops open in the back because it's really tight. So it pops open like that. I got the foam in there. I had to take some foam out because it's a little too well fitted.
Uh-huh.
And then I have these little tabs that just kind of flop in and then clip over.
That's really cool. How about the rest of this? It was so everything that looks hard on here was probably 3D printed.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's all 3D printed as far as like the armor pieces. I have the lightsaber. It's just standard lightsaber that you get. I actually had some help with this because I think we crunched it within like a week and a half. So I actually had Kyle help me with parts of the helmet and the I think I did the visor on this one, and then he helped me with the shin pieces while I did the chest and the big piece here, because this is actually a 6-piece print that I had to glue together, and then I have like clips that clip it together around my neck. And then the base suit is just a Jedi costume off of Amazon, but I had to like adjust it so I had to take the sleeves off so that it would have the exposed sleeves so I could put the armor in. And then I have black scrubs as the actual base suit, so I could attach all the armor pieces to that. Since he doesn't actually have like the standard Jedi ropes underneath his main robe.
Right. Do you have any foam on you?
On this specific costume, I do not. The closest thing I have to like modifications for that part is these shoes are actually old dress shoes that I modified and repainted.
That's
and
really
then
cool.
Added some 3D printed pieces.
But you guys can't see his shoes, and I'm not going to have him see.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I'm not going to take my shoes off
We're
and
not going
punish
to have
you
him
guys.
undress all of this and put his shoes in front of the camera. So when you started Angel, did you start doing like I think I've asked you this in the past, but I don't remember. But did you start with like closet cosplay, or did you start like Kyle and go right to 3D printing, or was it somewhere in between? Did you foray into foam?
It's a little in between. I think the first thing I would consider a cosplay was a Halloween costume I did for a work Halloween like party, which was actually Hunk from Resident Evil. So I actually went and I got all of the professional pieces to piece it together, so I looked like a legit SWAT member.
Right.
So that was like, I would say, my first cosplay, since it was based on Resident Evil. My first one, like starting this kind of venture deep into cosplay, it was a 3D printed build. I went full on Mandalorian. So my first print was I think the gauntlets, and then I did the helmet, and then I just slowly built all of the pieces, and then I wore that to Fan Fusion 3 years ago now.
Right on. Right on. So I'm going to go back over to Andre. Andre, what is one of your favorite things about, I guess, cosplaying in general? Is it the building? Is it, I know depending on the cosplay, but you guys get stopped a lot for photos. So is it the photos that is your favorite part? What's the thing that's kept you continuing to do this, especially because you guys do it for free?
Honestly, the peace that it brings me, you know. Contractor, we work long hours, 12, 14, sometimes
Whatever
16 hours, whatever it happens, we go till it get done. But then when I come home, I'm always stressed about, work, and I got to get this done. I have deadlines. I got other guys, that work for me, that work under me and stuff. And so it's a lot of stress. So this helps me kind of clear my mind. I love the build. I love taking nothing and making it something. And me being a noob, as a lot of people like to call me, because I've only been cosplaying for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But most people are really impressed with the outcomes of my cosplays.
Oh my gosh.
I have horrible OCD, so detail is important to me, as it is at work. So I try to get as much detail into it as possible with the materials that I have. And honestly, naturally I try to keep the budget low. I'm a single dad, so cost is important too. So I try to keep them under $200 and do the best that I can. And usually it comes out fairly well.
Yeah. Did you start with, because so to go back to something that you said about your outfits, I had you come on yesterday, I think it was, when Danielle and Brandon were on, because you were in your Wukong.
In my Wukong.
And the Wukong's awesome because it's made so that you can actually open your mouth and it looks like you're talking. I mean, because you're talking.
Right.
But I find it amazing. And then I think the first time that I had ever seen you was at a Peoria library conference, and you were a Predator.
Yeah.
And you were in the the competition.
That was actually because I don't do competitions, but they talked me into doing it. I did it, and I actually won, which I was shocked. But
I was but that's because you had the best. You literally had the best cos. And not saying that it wasn't best, meaning the full design of it. Not saying that the other cosplays were bad or anything like that. Because that's the cool thing that I find with cosplayers, and why I enjoy talking to them so much, is because a lot of the times they're so helpful inside of the community that they all want to lift each other up and build each other up.
But yeah, my Predator is one of my favorites. It's unfortunately we live in Arizona, so it's really I wore it yesterday for like an hour, kind of my last chance to wear it for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But it is one of my favorites. It sits on a mannequin at home. So.
Yeah. Angel, you said that you were telling me about the process of getting this created. So this is brand new.
No, this was made last year.
Oh, so it was in last year.
Yeah,
that
so I
you did
wore
this.
this
Okay.
once at Fan Fusion, and then over the past week, I've just been doing touch-ups and repairs to try to make it fit a little better. Because the first time I wore it, I found out that a lot of the pieces were uncomfortable to kind of travel in and move around. So it's a little better now, but I still have a couple things I need to adjust.
What are some of the other cosplays that you have?
Oh man, I got a few now. I have a few different variants of Spider-Man. So I have like a Miles Morales Captain America Spider-Man. I have regular Miles Morales from the first movie that he did. I do have a classic Spider-Man from I would say the animated series Spider-Man. I have Winter Soldier. I have my Mandalorian. I have Cyclops that I haven't actually really worn to a major event yet, so that's probably going to be coming up here soon.
Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Oh,
I have
His
Batman
Nightwing
Beyond.
is awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, my Nightwing's actually a version of the Outlaw Red Hood, but I just turned it blue and then flipped it out.
I think you've mentioned. I think you might have mentioned that to me.
Yeah, I started doing that. And then let's see, what else do I got? I have a few. Then my Power Rangers. I have a blue Turbo Ranger. I have my blue Mighty Morphin. I have a green Loki mashup Ranger, and then I have a Green Ranger.
Yeah.
And I probably have a couple more in there floating around, but those are the major ones that I run.
That's awesome. What are some ones that you're going to be working on for the future, or have you not decided that yet?
I have mentioned it previously, but it was an overwhelming project.
Right, I know.
My power armor, it's
power,
still sitting in the corner of my apartment, just doing the Green Goblin, come on.
Taunting you?
Yes, as I look over at it, I'll finish it. So this year, I think I'm going to be focusing on the armored cosplays. So I'm going to be doing my power armor, and then to add to my Spider-Man collection, I'm going to be doing an Agent Venom here pretty soon.
Oh, wow.
Since I have all the
That would
tactical
be really
gear.
cool.
So yeah, I'm going to be starting to work on those armor pieces and then printing out the helmet for that soon.
That's awesome. Andre, what are you currently working on, or are you working on anything?
I'm always working on something.
Okay, that's what I figured, but
I try to I build one a week basically because I just keep going. You know, the more I do, the more that I just keep going. Then I come up with another idea and I'm like, oh, now I want to do that. So right now I am currently working on a Knoll for Fan Fusion.
Okay.
I'm working on a Vampire Hunter D cosplay.
Oh, that will be cool.
It's the old anime. It's one of my favorites.
That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I want to do the Vampire Hunter D, and I have several cosplays that I have to repair and fix, and there's always repairs and fixes that you got to do. So I have about 4 of them that I have to repair to get back in order. But
how do you get your where does your I know you're constantly thinking about it, but where do you get your inspiration for when you're like, okay, that's one that I have to do?
It's mostly from all of my cosplays. How do I put it? They all have meaning to me.
Right.
A lot of my cosplays are stuff that I watched as a kid.
Got it.
My Guyver suit, that's something that was our Power Rangers growing up, so Guyver was one of them. But all of my cosplays are something that has meaning to me, or something that I seen that that I really, really like. Vash the Stampede, I do a lot of anime. I love anime.
Yeah.
Just whatever has meaning to me. I want to do a comic book Archangel.
Oh, that would be
awesome. So I'm working on a couple different concepts on how to do the wings, because I want the wings to open.
Oh my gosh.
So
that would be, and if it can open from an automatically open.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I actually came up with a cable system in a ratcheting cable system that will open them automatically for me. So I just got to figure out how to get the wings in the right place so they can actually,
that is going to be the coolest thing ever.
Because he has 2 sets of wings. He has the big wings and then he's got the smaller ones underneath. So I'm trying to figure out how to get them all to work together.
Yeah, that would be so cool. That's what we say on the show. That would be amazing. Let's see if Dustin's paying attention.
I want to do an orange the comic book orange tan brown suit Sabretooth. I want to do
that would be a cool one.
I wanted to do the Wolverine version like that
yeah,
too, so that would be perfect.
I want to do a Sabretooth. That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank
yeah.
you. Angel, so same question for you. What are the things that kind of give you the most inspiration that you're like, okay, I'm thinking of a few different cosplays, but then there's just one like, okay, that's the one that I have to do because of some reason.
It's kind of a combination of what Andre said as far as the whole like the nostalgic aspect of
Right.
it. Like
There you
there's
go.
an itch, like that little kid inside of you is like, I always wanted to be that, so you need to be that now that
Now
you
I need to
can.
be that.
Right.
So it's like there's that part, and then there's like part of it that's like, what are things that line up with that motive that other people aren't doing or haven't seen yet?
Yeah.
So I try to go in that route too, but I also like sometimes I can't help jumping on the bandwagon of the stuff that I just think is cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right,
like
right.
If it's cool, it's cool.
You're
It's just
going
like, it's
along
cool,
the
it's
line
cool.
like, this
Yeah.
is cool. I'm going to switch focus and I'm going to go
yeah,
do
and
this
I'm gonna
right
do
now.
it now.
Right,
But
right. That's
like,
how
like
I
the
would be.
power armor I'm doing, it's not just gonna be a power armor. It's like from the new Vegas game where it's like one of those where like a lot of people don't
Yeah.
even really know it's there unless they play the game. So
Right.
it's like stuff like that I like doing, just like the Kenobi. It's like one of those where like a lot of people are like, oh well, that looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but like what is it from exactly? And then there's people they're like, oh my god, it's the 2000 blah blah.
But yeah, it's still identifiable as
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
So-
All right, let's talk a little bit about Arizona Cosplay now. Those are that's the non-profit cosplay group that you're a part of.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about, we'll start with Angel and go to Andre. Angel, how did you get involved with Arizona Cosplay, and what are some of the things that you enjoy about being part of the cosplay group?
Well, I got into it because I've known Kyle since.
Now, do you
like,
live in Tucson also, or you live
No,
in
I live in
here?
Phoenix.
Okay, got
yeah.
it.
So I met Kyle through a previous group that we were
Mhm.
both involved in. And that's been going on, about 3 years now? So I've known Kyle since the beginning of both of our kind of like journeys into the scene.
Mhm.
So back when we were kind of like branching off and starting our own stuff, I started doing like the Arizona Morphin Grid, and then he was
Mhm.
kind of like branching together how he wanted to go about kind of like continuing his cosplay like team without having to like shift focus on how he was
Right.
going about it,
Yep.
because he liked having the variety. So we kind of like both started focusing on that, and then I told him like whenever he needed help or whenever he wanted me, like I would try to be there. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like where it started for us, and like ever since, like I try to pop in whenever I'm available, but since we both kind of like run our own groups, it's a little hard to find
Yeah.
time for us to, because he's in the Arizona Morphin Grid too, but like
Right, but you
we
ru-
try to take turns
Do you
jumping
run
back and
Arizona
forth.
Morphin?
Yeah,
Grid?
so I
Got
run
it, got it,
Arizona
got it.
Morphin, so
Got
it's
it.
like we're both kind of in a similar
Got it, I
situation when
see.
it comes to participating
Yeah.
for each other.
Absolutely. And then Andre, how did you get involved with the cosplay groups? I know that you were in one
Kind of the
previously.
same. Yeah, we were in a
Yeah.
previous group together, and actually all of us were in
Yeah.
a previous group together.
Yeah.
And you know, we split with them,
Yeah.
and you know, Kyle started Arizona Cosplay. He's got the grid,
Yeah.
and this is my brother. Kyle's my brother.
Yeah.
So if they're like, "Hey, do you want to come?"
Yeah.
I'm there. You know, any
Yeah.
reason to suit up, I'm there. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. So we are at a Game On Expo, so it would be weird if we didn't talk about video games for at least a moment. We'll start with Andre. What is your favorite? What was your favorite video game growing up? And then what is your favorite video game of all time?
well, we didn't really have video games growing up.
Got it.
You know, but now that I'm older and you know, I do my own thing now and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now I can afford to buy video games, so I'm a big gamer now.
You're like, no, I have
Um,
all kinds of games.
Yeah, I got all kinds of. I'm in all kinds of games right now. Right now, I'm really into Battlefield. I play
Okay.
Battlefield a lot.
Okay.
I kind of like it better than the Modern Warfares and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Call of Duties.
They stayed a little to
It's a little bit.
topic.
You know, I was kind of over it when
It's
you know.
like more at at a war of some type.
they didn't take
some-
that
I'll
to
be
the
honest,
Fortnite
I'll
route
be
that
100%
Kyle did.
honest. It was the Nicki Minaj skin that I was like, okay, this is Call of Duty. Like, why?
This is
Like,
getting a
I'm-
little out there.
So I went to Battlefield. I really like Battlefield. It's
Yeah.
basic. It's simple. But my hands down favorite game has to be between Red Dead 2 and Skyrim.
Yeah,
Those are good
my
ones.
friend Maria, my girlfriend Maria, that's one of her favorite games. Is
Yeah.
Red Dead 2. She plays it
I
all
play
the
Red
time.
Dead almost
Yeah.
every day.
It's a great.
Yeah,
great
it's a
game.
really good, well put together.
And then what was the second one you said?
Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Skyrim's
classic.
10 years
phenomenal.
ago, but it's still one
It
of the
holds
best
up.
open
people
worlds.
still. Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
like Fallout 4, they
Yeah.
hold up.
yeah,
Hold
yeah.
up through time,
Yeah.
definitely.
So how about you, Angel?
Man, it's hard to like pinpoint favorites. The games that I really like, that I would say in my like top ones, Fallout's probably always going to be like possibly tied for like favorite of all time. Thinking back on classics like The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was like my major favorite. And then like currently right now, I know No Man's Skies has had a grip on me continuously over the past
I heard
like
that's
10
really
years.
good.
Yeah, so that game I always kind of come back to because it's constantly updating. They're constantly adding new content. So
that's cool.
I'm always going back to try to like play whatever new features or content they're adding. But yeah, just like the basics, and then like Skyrim, like I said, Fallout 4 is held out continuously. I have hours upon hours, so many.
When did
replays
Fallout 4
of
come
that.
out?
2012.
Was it that long ago?
It
was a while ago.
Was it really?
Came out on Xbox 360.
Time passes
I think.
really
Yeah,
fast,
so
apparently.
really
Anyway,
fast.
all right. Well, so, last question for each of you. What is we'll start with Angel and go to Andre. What is your next convention that you're going to be at, and where can people find you on social media?
I'm going to try to make it here at Fan Fusion.
Okay.
Just not really sure what I'm going to have ready for that.
Got
I'm going to try to have my Agent Venom ready. Hopefully we can do the Nolan, the Agent Venom thing.
Yep, definitely for Fan Fusion. My Noel's almost 80% complete, so it's almost done.
That's awesome.
And then other than that, I don't really have plans. I'll see what other little conventions might pop up. But usually when the summer comes up, it's kind of like hibernation time for me. So I'm kind of like tinkering and trying to get my next cosplays going. Towards the winters when we're going to start picking up. I know Tucson Comic Con's going to be a big one I'll be at with the grid.
We'll be there as
and
well.
And then I know Cosplay will be there as well. So that's one of those where we're going to have a shared presence there. And then I know we'll probably do that. There's another one in the winter time that we end up doing. I just can't remember which one it is.
Is it Yuma or there's that big Fallout one, but I don't know when that is. Isn't there like a Fallout
yeah, there's
one
a Fallout one.
Vegas?
That one's on the border by Good Springs.
Yeah, awesome. Where can people find you on social media?
It's my long.
I know.
My long one. It's Polymathic Anomaly. So it's POLY. Mathic, MATHIC, and then Anomaly, and then.
I'm sorry. POLY, Mathic.
And then there's the Morphin Grid one is AZ Morphin Grid. That's Morphin without the G, and then Grid. That's going to be our Power Ranger cosplay group.
That's great. And then Andre, same question for you. What is your next convention, and then where can people find you on social?
Well, again, if it's cosplay, I'm there.
Okay, so any convention he'll be at.
Any convention. I actually heard about this thing that's going to be happening at, I think it's the Mesa Civic Center on the 4th or 5th of May or something like that. So I'll probably go to that one.
Nice.
But definitely will be at Fan Fusion. And my social media is Ronin Kasai, RONIN, spacebar, KASAI.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah, and then everyone out there can also follow Arizona Cosplay. And Arizona Cosplay at these events, what they end up doing is they have props and stuff that they end up selling, and then the proceeds of that gets split between them to cover the cost of the nonprofit, and then to a local charity.
We're one of the few nonprofits that take less percentage than anything. So
it's a really
90% of what we bring in goes to the charity. Yeah, because we're a charity organization.
Yeah, so. And it is focused this year on the Southwest Food Bank.
Southwest Food Bank. Arizona Food Bank.
Yep. So everybody out there, check out Arizona Southwest Food Bank. Check out Arizona Cosplay. Check out Ronin Kasai, and then check out Polymathic Anomaly. All right, guys. My name is Jeremy at Age of Jeremy. You've been watching our coverage of Game On Expo 2026 in Phoenix, Arizona, live at the Phoenix Convention Center. And stay tuned because we have a few more things left for the day. We're going to be doing our vendor walkthrough in a little bit. So wherever you're watching this, make sure that you turn on your notifications so you know that we are live. And as I always say, be thankful, grateful, and kind. With you soon. Bye.